Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought we could continue with revisiting and refreshing ourselves with different massage styles, different bits of equipment that you can use. And today I thought we could take a look again at cupping, sometimes called vacuum cupping. It's sometimes also referred to as vacuum suction. And I've got the manual version, and I've also got the air cup, the Recover Fun air cup. You might remember it was a few months ago, they sent me this to try and I did a little video on it. So I did it on my arm and you saw it on the back of my neck, but I thought we could just revisit it, but specifically just to look at ways you can do cupping manually yourself and also with a bit of equipment. So we'll just use the lower back. Sometimes you can see it quite easily on the skin, sometimes you can't. But I think because we'll be using it and trying to create some stimulation in the skin, hopefully we should be able to see exactly how it works. So I'm going to repeat myself like I always do. If you are performing any sort of massage, you should know what you're doing. If you're going to someone, you should always do a consultation. If you're buying a piece of equipment, you should always make sure that you've looked at the instructions, the contraindications, etc. Because it's not always how to use it, it's why you're using it, why you shouldn't be using it, how to maintain it, how to clean it. There are so many different reasons why you shouldn't just follow a video and just jump right in and do something. You should always know what you're doing and why. So for vacuum cupping, all these things, the reason why a lot of people choose to do them is because they primarily want to relieve and release muscle tension. They want to maybe ease tightness. They might have, now I'm saying an injury, I don't mean a fresh injury. What I mean is they might have an area which has a tendency to play up, to flare up, but it's something that they already know what they're doing with it, basically. They've already spoken to their doctor or their physio. It could also be that you're looking to boost circulation. Some people use them for pain relief. Some people use them because they want to improve the condition of the skin. Can also use it to boost the removal of toxins, which I know some people hate the word toxins and they have a big argument saying there's no such thing. But you know that you've got lymphatic drainage in addition to your circulation. So what they really mean by that is boosting lymphatic drainage, removing waste. That also means that it can improve the appearance of the skin. So sometimes people like to do it because they actually want the skin to look its best. They might be trying to tighten and tone the skin in conjunction with their muscle training, their fitness routine, all these things. So there are multiple reasons, much more than that, as to why you might choose to do cupping or vacuum cupping therapy, all these things. So I'll use the manual first. Now, I've got two here. Sorry, just moved away from you there. So if you remember with these, you press in when it's on the skin, and by pressing you start the suction process and then you move them along and then you release and you sometimes get the pop. Now you're advised with these not to leave them in one place. So you'll still get your effect, you'll still see your circulation boost the more you do them. I can actually see the redness as I'm moving along because I've got the vacuum, I've got the suction there, but it'll be short term. Now, there are many different ways to do this. I'm just following the flow so that I can then release. After I've done this, I can then release down and I can work to the nearest lymph nodes. So I'm just doing it here purely for demonstration purposes. You would do it much more specifically to a routine. You would follow a process, but purely to show you here how it works. And then what I'm going to try and do, which you're not necessarily going to do if you're using them manually, is I am going to see if you can get an idea of how it looks when it's suctioned on the skin. So you wouldn't necessarily do this. Let's see if we can get a good suction here. So I've got it suctioned onto the skin, and then if I release, there you go. You can see, hopefully you can see it, and it fades very quickly. So I'll do it again, and again purely so that you can see. Suction it onto the skin, and then very gently release. I hope you can see that. But that's not really what these are meant for. Fingers crossed that picks up. The other one will pick up because the piece of equipment I'm going to use, the air cup, it's got the cupping part to it. So it's got the massager, it's got the cupping, it's got the gua sha. I'm going to just show you here how you can use the cupping therapy in a piece of equipment to really get a result. And if anyone watched the video before, it can be quite powerful and quite potent. So I'm going to use it at the lowest level. So the air cup is for when you mean business. So when you really want to do cupping, do it on yourself. A lot of people, again, will use it specifically for a purpose. They know that they want to use this. I don't think this is a bit of equipment that you would choose to buy because you fancy a little bit of relaxation. This is more for people that know exactly what they're looking for. So we'll use it here. I'm hoping that when I use it at this side, you'll be able to see it lift. And believe me, there should be quite a visible mark. With this, it's not unusual and it is expected to have the circle where the cup's been there for an hour or two, possibly even into the next day, because it's doing its stuff and it's very stimulating. So I'll turn it on. I'm going to have it at the lowest level. I'll put it on to cupping, and then what I'm going to do is allow it to do its thing, and it starts to connect with the skin. It is actually lifting now into... It's lifting into the cup. The skin is lifting, it's there, it's doing its thing. You can hear it, it's cupping. I'm not going to leave it too long. I'm going to release. And there you go. And do you see how powerful that is? Can you see it now? I actually didn't leave it too long, so it's not going to leave too much of a mark, but I'll do it again on this side. Get it set up. Attach the skin. Now you won't see it, you might actually, I'm having a look here, but it's not going to be too visible here. I was trying to get the angle so you could see. Now I've got it at the lowest because I don't want to overstimulate the skin. This is just a demonstration. But what it's doing is it's gently pulsating, if you like, and bringing that skin, lifting those tissues to stimulate. So you can imagine if someone did have discomfort, if they did have pain, then by lifting and stimulating the tissues, you can actually get a result there. And again, I'm going to very gently release it. And there you go. And then we turn it off. So again, this is not how to do cupping therapy. This is reminding you that there are options out there if you want to do it yourself. Obviously, if you're not sure, if you're a bit nervous about it, or if you want to have a professional treatment, that's exactly what to do. Go to the professionals. And I'll just go and grab the manual one again. But if you know what you're doing in the house, you know exactly what it is you're trying to achieve, you're comfortable with it, you're confident with it, and you're using it on parts of the body that you can reach, or someone is available that is happy to help you on the parts that you can't reach, such as the back, then it can be very beneficial. So you can work all the way up the back, you can work on the arms, you can work on the legs, you can work on so many different areas of the body. You know that you can get the smaller ones for the face. Obviously, when you're working on the face, you don't want to be using this powerful suction one because that's not what it's for. But cupping therapy, vacuum cupping, can be so effective for so many different reasons. So this is a little reminder, a little refresher. I'd love to know if you use it or you use something similar or you're interested in it. As always, it's great to leave me a comment. We can have a chat. Have a great day and I'll see you again soon.